Okay, so I'm just going to talk about my ideas for our action plan and what we plan to do. I actually had two ideas, and I would like to do both of them, and they both involve Facebook. So my first idea was to create a blog post that kind of outlined everything I learned this semester and how it applies to me in my teaching. Um, and then, so I already have a blog, I guess I should start with, where it's kind of about me as an artist, and then I also talk about things that are kind of hard to talk about, difficult to talk about. Um, Lately, the things that I've been talking about have to do with becoming a mom. And after I had Knox, I had some pretty hard, what's it called? Shoot. Post. I had postpartum depression. Sorry, I just couldn't think of that word. I'm having a brain fart. Anyway, I had postpartum depression pretty bad, and then in February we found out that we were expecting again, and then a couple of weeks later I had a miscarriage. And so I have been creating blog posts talking about both of those things that are really hard to talk about in society, just like, especially when you're like one-on-one with somebody, or just in person, people don't really want to talk about things that are difficult to talk about. So sometimes it's easier to just explain that online and read about it online, and then people, can talk to me about it through there. Or really just helping people who have thought about these things or have been through these things and they don't know how to talk about it. So my blog already has topics that are things that society doesn't necessarily always talk about. So I thought that it would be good to create, and I don't only post about being a mom. Like when I was searching for a job after I left Riverview, I um, talked about the difficulties of that, like finding a job and how we basically grow through failure and that type of thing. So it's just kind of a deep blog, and I think it would be good to create a post about what we've been learning in this class and where I want to take things from here. And so that was my first thing I wanted to do. And then, so my blog's on Weebly, and then I always just share it on Facebook. And quite a few people actually read it a lot of the time, and I've already gotten a lot of people to read it because of the posts I've had before, so I'm hoping people will read this one. And then from there, I would like to create a Facebook page that is a book club for family, friends, colleagues, whoever I'm friends with on Facebook. And I thought that it'd be cool to do it on Facebook and with my family and friends because, again, that's one of those things people don't want to talk about, and nobody wants to talk about that at holidays, and that's when you see your family. So I thought it'd be a cool way to actually, like, a cool segue into how we talk about these things. And I wanted to do a book club because in one of my blog posts I talk about my old preacher Carla. She passed away last summer, and she had a book club in Ferguson. Um, all people from all different races were in this book club, and they talked about race all the time because of what was happening in Ferguson. So she was white, but she wasn't the only white person in that book club, and it was just, I don't know. I met all these people. I met all of her friends, and so I still have her paper somewhere. I gotta find it, of all the books that they had read, and then of course this class has really great ones as well. So just kind of like to honor her. I know she wanted me to like continue to read all of those and talk about. She was really passionate about that since she raised her kids in Ferguson, about the like kind of just how people don't want to talk about race, and it's really important and it matters, and then people don't want to talk about it. So I just kind of want to talk or continue that for her, and then of course this assignment like prompted me to do that. So I think it'd be really cool. So those are the two things I want to do, but like the book club would kind of be on Facebook, and then we can have open dialogue on Facebook, but it would be with family and friends. So then like hopefully that would spark conversations whenever we are person to person, one on one, right in front of one another, and then maybe bring some other people into the conversation. And then the other reason that I thought it would be really cool to do family and friends is because quite a well in this class, in my master's classes, people get the opportunities to talk about this stuff and learn about this, whereas my family and friends don't, and we're from a very small town, and a lot of them, that's all they know. And when I say small town, I mean small, white, rural community. And so I think even just like prompting this and letting them know that I will talk about it with them, and I want to, and we need change, and just like bringing this up, I think could really help them. So help them grow too. So those are my ideas. Give me your feedback. Hopefully you guys have some really awesome input on what else I could do. And yeah.